Today I am sharing my money shame story that, it came to me that it was important for me to share because I just kept getting smacked in the face with the importance of checking in with my gut and what is right for me and being transparent, but not in a way of this is the most vulnerable post I've ever shared. I hate that. You should know by now that I don't do vulnerability because I think it's going to get me likes or comments or anything. So if you've been following me, you know that in addition to being a financial therapist and coach, I'm an entrepreneur, which means I'm my own boss. I am in charge of my own business. And in getting into the space of marketing myself and of creating a business, I started doing what a lot of us do, which is listening to the podcast and following people on Instagram and reading the blogs and all of that stuff, right? So I started consuming all of this information by, coaches and gurus and experts who kept saying they know more than me and they have the secret to what I need to grow my business. And, who doesn't want to be successful? I think we all have a desire to hit a level of growth, whether it's personal development or whether it's business growth. And for me, it was business growth. I was really seeking business growth. And as I was consuming all of those things, I started to question my own self. I started to question that I knew enough. I started believing that I was too dumb to run a business on my own. I started to really believe that, somebody else had the answers for me. And I just had to find that somebody else, and that somebody else would give me a roadmap and my business would just explode, right? So I started doubting myself and I started believing in other people, believing that other people's, framework and guidelines and roadmaps and processes were the answers. And I bought into it. And I bought into it to the point where I spent a lot of money on business coaching that was not aligned with me at all. And it not only was a huge financial mistake, but it was also a huge source of shame. Because how dare I, this person who preaches values-based spending and saving, how dare I tell other people that they need to be spending in alignment with their values when I didn't do it? I was spending money on this coaching and on this service because I bought into this idea that if I could just grow my business, that everything would be better. Thank you, Alicia. It's scary to share, but it's also just so important. It's been weighing on me so much that I feel so disingenuous. I feel like such a hypocrite navigating into the world saying, hey guys, I'm going to help you out with your financial stories when I'm sitting here hiding under layers and layers of shame. And I'm kind of done with it. I'm done pretending that, I don't know. Where was I going? Here's where I was going. Let me get back on track. Where I'm going is that I am not your guru. I am not the person who's going to hand you a map and say, this is the exact one way that you need to manage your money with your partner. My job is not to say, I have all the answers, you have to pay me and I'll give you the answers. My job is to say, here are some options. Which ones work best for you? You know your relationship better than I ever will. You know what's going to work best for you and your partner better than I ever will. I'm happy to offer guidance. I'm happy to share insights to our money archetypes and our money stories and offer communication tools. But I'm not an 100% guarantee person because that insinuates that I have the knowledge and that you don't. And that's not my belief set. My belief set is actually that we all are inherently attuned to what's best for us, but we get caught up in the noise of other people and of things like that. And when that happens, when we start doubting ourselves, that's where we go off the rails. So this message to you is for me to say, I'm over, listening to other people's stuff. I am tuning back into myself and what that means for me and what that means for you, because it will come around. But what that means for me is that I'm always going to be a person who likes to listen to podcasts and read books and learn. That's just a part of who I am. But instead of consuming everything and then becoming paralyzed with like, I don't trust myself, I have to like listen to all these people, what I'm going to do is say, hey, what I really need for my business right now is help with emails, let's say. And then I can seek out content to help me with emails. But I'm no longer just listening to noise to listen to noise, because all it's doing is shooting my anxiety through the roof. All it is doing is causing me to have an increase in my self-doubt. And so where that comes to you and why I'm sharing this message with you is that I want you to also, take in some discernment with the content you are soaking up, with the content you are watching. If you are subscribed to 100,000 different financial blogs and financial podcasts, and you're getting overwhelmed and you're starting to doubt yourself, that's probably a sign to back off, to unsubscribe, even if that means unsubscribing from me, right? Like I try to be really clear that I'm not for everyone, but this is your permission too. If I'm causing you anxiety, if my content is stressing you out, then by all means unfollow. It's not going to harm me. I want this to be a space where you can show up authentically, where you can say, hey, Lindsay, I'm struggling, I need some help, and I can offer you some help, but only take it if it resonates with you. Only take it if it doesn't make you feel like garbage, because that's not my job. First of all, I hope that's nobody's job to make you feel like garbage, but I don't want my voice, my content to sit with you like noise. I don't want it to make you start doubting what you already know, which is that you know what to do. You just might need some space. You might need some guidelines to get there. But I don't want to contribute to that noise if I'm the only person who can solve these problems for you. So that's my message for today, because money shame ruins us. It ruins us. It prevents us from moving forward. It prevents us from saying like, hey, I'm human. I made a mistake. It prevents us from engaging with our money in a holistic and in a well-balanced way. So today's live is not really answering your question. It's more of me saying like, look, we've all got our money stuff, myself included, and I'm overhiding it. That's it.